Happy 5D Independence Day to all the 5D light bodies, all the 144, the chosen of the chosen of the chosen few, all you light workers and light warriors that's been doing your thing. We've been doing the groundwork for a year, since last year. Happy 2/22. Since last year, this was the day of the Pluto return last year. So for those who don't know, what's so important, what's so happy 5D Independence Day about it, is that this is when Pluto returned in its exact coordinates since July 4th, 1776. And that was the fall of Britain and the rise of America. And this was the Pluto return in USA. So the Pluto, when Pluto comes around, Pluto comes usually as a revelation to show, unveil the hidden truths and things like that. And so all the ugly stuff is coming up, as people can see. And we're seeing a lot of revelations coming up. This is the Pluto return. That's what it came to do and shut it down. So usually it's when a nation falls and another one rises, and there are no other nations to rise. So therefore, it is the rise of the 5D consciousness. And so all year last year, we've been doing our work. I've been giving you guys the news last year. I know I haven't given it to you guys in a while. I pretty much stopped around May, but I am returning to, let's say, reporting the 5D news, as some of you have called it. So happy 222 and 5D independence. And what has happened, for those who don't know, in case you've been under a rock during this 5D experience, most of us have been waking up, right? Most of us have been waking. Some people came 5D ready. It's not like 5D is new. It's been, dawning upon us at least in the past 100 years or so at a very slow pace. But as of 2020, it was rapid. It speeded up and it was rapid. So a lot of things, there's a great awakening of the 2020. This is where we should have got our 2020 vision. So a lot of things have been changing and happening for a lot of people in the past 2 years, right? Catching my sunlight at the moon. You can't see the moon, but it's right over me at Crescent. So we're still feeling coming down from that new moon energy. So I'm just sharing that with you all. For those who don't know, the things that were being done as of last year, we sealed. Let me just go down the list of things for those who don't know. After the 5D independence, we had the energetic seal. We had the declaration. There was a declaration. For those who know, I'm pretty sure it's different collective bodies, different groups, different soul tribes that have gotten the downloads, have been working on this as well at a lighter pace. And I think more and more people are waking up to this. So, when I say happy 5D independence, it would probably more resonate with some people now, more so than it did last year, because it's been groundbreaking. The whole year, that year has been a groundbreaking year. So it's like it's not like we're fully there. We just broke ground. So if you think about when we're building something, when you build a construction, when you build a building or even a house, you break ground first and then you lay the foundation. So we pretty much spent the whole year breaking ground, and some people are still breaking ground into 5D. Everybody's at different levels, but ultimately, collectively, was very groundbreaking. And so those things were set. The declaration was set. And what I mean by the declaration, if you're looking for it in paper format, it's not going to be in paper. Let me just let you know that right now. It is going to be energetic. It's an energetic seal. It's an energetic seal that brings everything in 5D is energy. It's the love frequency. It's unity. So everything is done at an energetic level. Everything that you're doing is according to your true heart vibrations. It's always going to go by that. So it's how we are amplifying the light grid. Those light workers that are working on the light grid, individually and collectively. Even if you're not with a group, if you're doing certain things like excavating your soul, getting rid of some old stuff, old behaviors, old patterns. These are things that if you've been practicing fasting, things like this, you've been moving along in your soul's evolution. So you have been a part of tapping into this light work, as we're all conduits of this light. So it's not just about doing spiritual things, but it's about what we're getting rid of at the same time. So it's very exciting. This has been an exciting day. It took a while to get me to this video. Of course, I'm doing it during the setting of the sun. but it's beautiful, and I'm glad to be able to share this with you all. So I'm bringing you back the news. So for those who don't know, things to know. Okay, yay, it's 5D independence. Woohoo! What do we do? What do we do now? So the thing to know is 5D doesn't need a holiday, right? I don't do this because I'm looking for another holiday. 5D doesn't need a holiday, but there's something in holidays that brings the collective together. There's a certain what we call collective consciousness that energy alone reinforces things. This is why they get you guys watching sports and things like that, the Super Bowl, anything to get your collective attention. It gives energy to that. And these powers that were, they know that. This is why they use holidays, right? So I'm not sharing this for holiday purpose, though. It is because we're utilizing it in the right light. Right, bird? You hear the bird? The bird's the word, y'all. Those my friends. But it is for remembrance. And as we remember, meaning to reconnect, not just to re-know, but to reconnect and re-know as well. As we reconnect, we recognize, right? To re-know ourselves and remember our soul's purpose. So remembrance of the 5D consciousness, it helps us to solidify. It helps us put our collective energy into the 5D, to bring it more to a risen vibration, to turn up the frequency. So right now when people are tuning in, they getting static, like 5D, 5D. But the more of us that tune in and amplify this light grid, for those who are working on it, we allow the frequencies to expand, right? We allow them to turn up so that people can, when they turn the dial and they hear it, they could hear more with clarity. They could hear like how you hearing me right now. They could hear, oh, 5D, this is what this is about. This is what I got to do. 5D means moving into the new earth, changing vibrations. There's so many things happening on so many levels. There's the sacred union coming together of the masculine and the feminine. There's the powers that were that are falling, those egoic systems that are falling away. We're entering into a new age, the age of the Aquarian, where we've already left the Piscean age and officially entered the Aquarian age, I want to say as of the Great Conjunction in December 2020. And ever since then, we've been slowly follow the cosmos. The cosmos will show you. We've been getting there. We've been tapping in and out. We've been, hopping in and out. Some of us will be in certain places. We've jumped multiple timelines and we're shifting. So we are the ones. We are the ones that are shifting the consciousness. 5D is not a location to look for, right? We are the ones that are shifting the consciousness into 5D. And the more of us tap into it, the more we help to shift the timelines for the collective. The more that they see it, the more the collective tunes into it, and the more the old ways will fall away. Because as I said last year, the old paradigm, they're not just going to give up and go, right? Let me see if I catch the moon. There's the moon right there, right? You couldn't see it because it was still pretty bright. But they're not just going to pack up and go. They're not just going to be like, hey, all right, 5D, you caught me with my pants down. And they're just going to put down. The powers that were are not just going to give up that easily. As a matter of fact, they're kicking up more dust right about now. I'm sure more of you have been feeling things kind of kicking up in the past week or so, right? That's because that's what these energies are doing. They know what time it is. And so we have to not give in to that. This is the purpose of reinforcing this energetic seal. So what I say, this is the to-do. This is the call to action right now. What do we do? What our part is in it. We need to find our collective corners. We need to find our soul tribes, our collective communities, because there's power in the collective. And the divine synergy is much more stronger and potent than the single divine energy. Not to say that your energy doesn't work, but it definitely is more potent collectively. So find your soul tribe, find your collective. And if this is for you, if you're just hearing this for the first time and it calls to your soul and it resonates, feel free to message me, DM me, however it works on YouTube. I guess you're just going to have to message me. I'll look out for it and I'll send you the coordinates. And we're starting tonight. We're meeting tonight, later on tonight, maybe in about 2 hours Eastern time. I'm not even going to give the time. I don't like to give the time over the bigger, let's say the bigger airways. But if you contact me, I will send you the coordinates and you will be able to meet then. So what to do separate from that, even if you're not joining, how can I add? Let's just say somebody is like, oh, 5D, I want to add to the light grid. Do what you can to raise your vibrations. I'm going to give you the 3 things to do that I've always shared, which is 1, fast as much as you can in any way possible, right? Especially if you can only do it for 1 day this week. If that's all you could do, fine, work with it. And there's different levels of fasting. When I say fast, pump your brakes. You don't got to worry about, oh man, I got to fast, I can't eat nothing. You know, sometimes fasting just means eating different things. Fast from the things that you normally eat from, because what you want to do is you want to have your channel, your body of light, as pure as possible, as clear. I want to say as clear as you can get it while doing this, while we're going through this transition, right? This transit time. If you want to amplify this light grid, those who can help. So fasting in any way possible. What other way is there to do this? There's 3 things. So there's fasting, there's removing yourself from any low vibrational person, places, or things. You know, be careful, be mindful of things that you're watching, be mindful of certain conversations, like things like that. You want to pull away from that. At least, I want to say at least for the 7 days. You know, starting today is 5D Independence Day, right? And y'all gonna see me come back because the 28th is our declaration. That's when the declaration came together last year on the 28th. You can go back and look at it on YouTube. You look up 5D Independence, you look up 5D Declaration, and you'll see all my bursts of energy and everything, because this was all new as it was being downloaded to me, like literally just days, like 2 days before the event. And I didn't know it would go to the 28th. I really was just following spirit, and that's where it took me. So now I know better, so I can give that information. It starts on the 22nd. That is officially like the Independence Day. Pluto's return marks that day. And then the 28th, which is 7 days later, because we actually worked it on the light grid for 7 days, and ended on the 28th. So if you can fast for 7 days, that would be beautiful. But if not, you just do what you can where you can. You know, doing it particularly on this day will help, whatever you can do. I know it's the end of the night whenever you see this, but even tomorrow's a strong energetic day too, because tomorrow is a 2323 portal. Today's a portal as well. Some call it the 22 portal. But tomorrow is the 2323 portal, which we have one every month, right? That's a whole nother topic. I'd have to talk about that later. I want to keep this to the 5D independence and what we must do. So again, those 3 things: fast in any way possible from food and behaviors, fast from old behaviors, old patterns that we need to shake, old habits. Remove yourself from any low vibrational person, places, or thing. And the 3rd thing, this is a good one, you'll like this one, it's to do whatever raises your vibration to the 10th power, to the 10th degree. So if it's exercising, if it's working with your crystals, if it's meditating, whatever raises your vibrations, do that plus to the plus exponents, right? So these are all things that, you know, we want to do to amplify the light grid. We can do it individually, but as I said, find your soul tribe if you can. It is much better if we can do this collectively. There's power in that collective. So is there anything else I'm forgetting? I just want to congratulate all of us making it this year. Those who have been with me since last year, who remember this. Faithfully, you've been staying tapped into the 5D experience. The information that I got in some of the downloads, if I could share it with you all, is that some of us have, let's say, strayed away from the works, especially halfway through the year, including myself. That's why I haven't made any videos since pretty much after May or June. I still was doing certain, works, but I had pulled back from keeping up with announcing what's happening and things like that. And there were other things happening because the energies did kick up. Yes, they did. I know some of you felt it over the summer. And then some more around November. Some other things kicked up around November, but that's because it was shifting us and preparing us for right now, for such a time as this. Especially if you're a light worker, some of you probably got hit with something, 2 months prior, especially somewhere between November, December, after the double eclipse and everything. But it was to prepare us. It was to help us eliminate and get some things up. Excavating that soul, digging deep. This is part of the process, y'all. It's part of the progressive process. So some of us have been looking back. One of the things the messages that I got that I really want to share is, it's kind of like Lot and moving out of Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, we're leaving that old paradigm, and we have to look forward without looking back. And all Lot's wife represents is being crystallizing your thoughts, looking back at fear of what was being lost. Fear of, oh, I'm not going to have this anymore. Oh, I can't do this anymore. These are all fears, right? False evidence appearing real. But when we move forward, we have to be willing to do that and not be concerned about where the losses are, because really there is no loss. We have everything to gain in 5D consciousness. We have so much newness to gain, but we have to be willing to let go of those old ways, those old thinkings, allow those old paradigms to fall away. Not playing into their conversations of the war. That's what I mean about low vibrational things. Those type of conversations. We may think that it's light, but it's not. If you choose to entertain that, then you choose that reality. And everything is by your true heart vibrations of what you choose to do. So, yeah, this is what this energy has been showing me coming around this time for this Independence Day that we've been celebrating. I was celebrating it with my children. They all know it's Happy Independence Day, and we're going to do this every year until more and more of the masses wake up. So please do like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, because when you share, it helps expand it and get it out to others who need to know, what is this of 5D? We hear a lot of people out here talking about 5D, but nobody's really doing anything. So I make the call to action, and I'm sure there are some people out there who are, but those that I've been seeing talking about 5D, there's nobody making the call to action. So if you can, you make the call to action. Even if you don't make a connection with me, make the call to action. If you have a group of people that are interested, that speak on these things, call them together and say, hey, it's time for us to sit in and meet together. This is the practice from the 22nd to the 28th. Meet together for 7 days. And then what I do with that, I probably could do a different live about that, like what to do when manifesting the 5D, because I aligned this with the new moon that just passed. So we're still in the energy of the new moon because we're manifesting. New moon is all about manifestation. So what I do is for those 7 days is I work from the crown going down, from the crown chakra going down to the root. And so every day is a day where we are bringing in this awareness of the 5D consciousness through this method. So I guess for really quick, I could share that with you. There's a metaphysical meaning for each one. So the first one with the crown is elimination, and then faith, and then imagination. And then when you get to the heart, it's will and understanding, and then discrimination at the solar plexus, realization at the sacral, and rest at the womb. I was going to say womb. You know what I mean? Rest at the root. Womb is the root because that's closer to Mother Earth. So I really wasn't off now, was I? So, and I may do it. I may not. I will do a separate live that kind of breaks down those manifestations, because it's something that we can be doing regularly throughout the year. Like, how do we keep solidifying this? With every new moon, we can practice this. And especially as a group, with your collective, with your group. If you practice it, there's power in that collective. Especially if you're doing it with the fasting, with the removing yourself. Like all of that, those 3 things is what we really should be doing for those 7 days. But I understand it. Some people who are just learning this maybe don't have the practice. I was going to say the self-discipline, but that may not be it. If you're not practicing something, if it's not practical, it won't be a self-discipline. You won't be able to be self-disciplined in it. So you have to first make it practical. So trying it is like tasting it. If you can't fast all 7 days, fast a little bit. If you can't fast from all foods, fast from certain type of foods. Like for 7 days, I just won't eat no meat. For 7 days, I won't eat no bread. Whatever. For 7 days, I won't eat no sweets. So just try different things. Just know what works for you. It doesn't have to be an end all be all. But when we practice it, we make it practical application. And this is how we make the reality. We enter into the reality of that true time reality of the 5D consciousness. So ultimately what we're doing, last but not least, before I close this out, ultimately what we're doing is we are reinforcing the energetic light grid, because right now what we should know is there are forces that are blocking us. That's why we're having these hiccups right now that want to ultimately block us by the end of this month, before we reach into next month, which next month is another high energetic time with Pluto entering into Aquarius and Saturn entering into Pisces. It's a game changer. Whenever outer planets move into a sign, it really does changes things, right? So ultimately these energies want to block. They feel that the 5D is moving. They feel the new age coming along. They feel more and people are waking up. So there are these dark energies, and it's not absent of us. We must know sometimes these dark energies operate through us because of our weaknesses, because of our wounds. And when we have wounds, we have holes that can operate through us. So yeah, it's a lot, guys. But if you just do your due diligence, just worry about, just think about the 3 instructions I gave you, because that's how I got it. And that's how I practice it. Exactly what I'm telling you is exactly what I do, even with my soul tribe, with those that are with me. So with that said, happy 5D independence again. Make sure you spread the word, share it with a friend, share it with a family, whoever you know is into this, and be that love that lights the truth for all of us. We are all light bodies, and we're all here to do our part in helping to shift the consciousness, to shift into the new earth. It's us that's going to do it. We are the collective consciousness that makes it happen. It's not just going to happen, but we do the work. We make the shift. We do the work that makes the shift, that allows all of us to shift into that new timeline. So all you bodies of light, welcome. I'm going to welcome back. I'm going to keep up. I'm going to do another one, and we'll see where it goes from there. Each one, reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big, beautiful heart, and be the light, that candle that lights the next one, and the next one, and the next one.